Have you ever wondered why every joy in your life seems to carry a shadow of sorrow? Why every success eventually brings with it the whisper of failure? Why every moment of peace somehow gives way to conflict, as if the universe itself is balanced? On an invisible scale, we chase the light. We run from the dark. But what if both were part of the same code? A code that quietly shapes your every thought, every choice, every experience. This is polarity, and once you see it, nothing in your life will ever look the same again. Step outside for a moment. Look at the sky. The sun rises, the sun falls. Day becomes night, night becomes day. This rhythm is so ordinary, so constant, that we forget it is there. Yet hidden beneath it lies one of the deepest truths. Reality itself is built on opposites. Light and shadow, heat and cold, stillness and motion. It's beginning and end. Without one, the other loses all meaning. Without silence, music is just noise. Without death, life loses urgency. Without sorrow, joy has no contrast. Polarity is not a theory. It is the framework of existence. It is the tension that allows anything to be experienced at all. Think back to the hardest moment of your life. Loss, a betrayal, a failure that left you gasping for air. Think of the brightest memory you carry. A success that made your heart race. A love that made time disappear. A moment when joy flooded your body like light. Would that joy have been so powerful if you had never felt the shadows? Could you have recognized the beauty of love if you had never known the ache of loss? Could laughter have touched you so deeply if you had never been silenced by grief? Maybe your pain is not against you. Maybe it is the very reason you can feel alive. Life moves like a pendulum. It swings left, it swings right, back and forth, never still. Every movement in one direction builds the energy for the swing in the other. You rise high, and eventually you fall. You sink low, but eventually you rise. Polarity is not chaos, it is rhythm. Yet here lies the struggle. We resist it. We cling desperately to joy, hoping to freeze it in place. We push sadness away, pretending it has no place in our story. But the more we resist, the harder life swings. The more we cling, the faster joy slips through our fingers. Have you noticed this? The tighter you try to hold happiness, the more fragile it feels. The more you fear pain, the more it haunts you. This is polarity at work, not to punish you, but to remind you that both sides belong. The great illusion of life is the belief that only one side is good, that light is better than dark, that joy is better than sorrow, that success is better than failure. But look closer. Without the valley, the mountain loses its majesty. Without endings, beginnings lose their spark. Without silence, music loses its beauty. You see, polarity is not here to divide your life into good and bad. It is here to teach you depth. It is the contrast that gives life texture. Imagine a painting made only of white. Would you call it beautiful? Or would it only become beautiful when the shadows gave it shape? Life is the same. It is not the absence of darkness that makes it beautiful. It is the dance between both, but there is something deeper. Polarity is not only around you, it is within you. You are a paradox, strong and fragile, brave and afraid, generous and selfish. You contain opposites, and they battle inside you every day. Yet, what if they are not enemies? What if both are necessary? Your strength teaches you how to endure, but your fragility teaches you how to feel. Your bravery pushes you forward, but your fear teaches you where to be cautious. Your generosity expands your world, but your selfishness reminds you to protect yourself. Without both, you would be incomplete. The question is not how to erase one side. The question is how to embrace both without being broken by them. Most people live trapped at one extreme. They rise high in joy, only to crash when sorrow comes. They love deeply, but collapse when loss arrives. They cling to success only to shatter when failure appears. But when you understand polarity, you stop resisting the swing. You stop fearing the rhythm. You realize the pendulum always returns. The night always becomes day. The winter always becomes spring, and then something changes. Instead of fighting the rhythm, you flow with it. Instead of being broken by sorrow, you recognize it as the soil from which joy grows. Instead of fearing endings, you recognize them as the space for new beginnings. You stop clinging to one side of life and begin to dance between both. This is freedom, not the absence of pain, but the absence of resistance, not the illusion of control, but the acceptance of rhythm. Think of your life as a river. Sometimes the current is gentle, sometimes violent. Sometimes it carries you forward. Sometimes it pulls you under. You can fight it, you can thrash, you can exhaust yourself in resistance, or you can surrender to its flow, learning to swim with the current rather than against it. Polarity is this current. And when you stop fighting, you discover something you never expected: peace. Not the peace of perfect stillness, but the peace of knowing that both stillness and motion belong. The truth about polarity is that it does not ask you to choose one side. It asks you to hold both, to stand in the middle, anchored as life swings around you, to learn from the dark without drowning in it, to embrace the light without clinging to it, to see that joy and sorrow, success and failure, beginnings and endings are not separate. They are partners in a dance as old as existence itself. So the next time you find yourself in the depths of sorrow, remember the pendulum will swing. The night will end, and joy will rise again. And when you are at the height of joy, do not fear its loss. Instead, treasure it, knowing that sorrow will one day return to give it meaning again. Life is not meant to be lived in half. It is meant to be felt in full. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest lesson of polarity is not that we must escape the dual nature of reality, but that we must finally learn to live within it. To stop dividing our lives into what should be and what should not. To stop rejecting half of existence, and instead, to see the beauty in the whole. Because in the end, it is not the light alone that shapes you, nor the dark. It is the space between. The movement, the rhythm, dance of opposites that teaches you what it means to be alive. And when you understand that, you stop running, you stop clinging, stop fearing the rhythm of life, and you begin, for the first time, to truly dance with it. What if it's the very things you've been resisting? All along, we're not here to break you, but to complete you.